ain't a Friday if there's no roll call Friday, huh?
Nope.
Are the lines up?
Yes, sir.
They look good? That's as expected. We'll talk about it on the way up. That's on. Houston, this is Boston speaking. Mission launched for Roll Call Friday in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the book.
You covered 12! I covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Brigade, welcome into another edition of a Roll Call Friday. It is the Bostonian versus the book. Game 1 NBA Finals last night. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup is tomorrow night here in Las Vegas. Dave Sharapan, Matt Perrault, live on YouTube, live on Twitter. Sports Grid Replay. How are you? Dave went to practice today. How was practice, Mr. Sharapan?
Practice? We're talking about practice. It was awesome. I so miss the sights, sounds, and smells of the rink. I texted my wife on the way home and said, I don't care what the doctor said. I'm getting back on the ice. I'm getting back on the equipment, something. I'll stay away from all the frays. I won't get near no contact. I just want to skate again.
Yeah.
So
they said you couldn't skate?
No, they told me like I'm at a high risk because I'm on the blood thinner. So if I get cut, God forbid, anything could happen. Okay. You get hit with a puck wrong and all this other stuff.
Oh, playing the game is kind of a different story, but
I got to play, man. It was awesome. It was great. I got interviewed by a French-Canadian newspaper. Jean-Claude and I exchanged numbers. Wow. We may get him on the show.
Whoa.
He's a hockey writer. He speaks English, and him and I talked. We're maybe going to hook up this weekend. I mentioned the Circa as far as a place to go to watch games and different things like that. So it was awesome, man. Practice was great. They got a standing ovation when they came out for practice.
250 people again?
I got there early, so I beat the rush. So I was like, I was sitting right in the middle, and I was the only guy in a Penguin jersey. So that was pretty obvious. But by the time I just left to get here, it was full. It was full. They had stanchions and stuff outside, like to kind of control the crowd.
Well, they put out new safety measures throughout the Stanley Cup. They now have stated that, we're going to go 250 first come, first serve. And they're going to be checking, like, you're going to go through metal detectors. Like I don't know what happened yesterday, but yesterday freaked them out. Oh, they weren't ready for yesterday. They thought Vegas was going to be like in year 1. It was like that every single practice, regular season, postseason. It didn't matter every single year because they found out that the kids could get autographs and meet the players and take pictures. And so it was in year 1, practice was crazy. It hasn't been like this since year 1. And they got caught off guard because over 250 piled into that practice facility yesterday. And so the email went out today to everyone saying, hey, this is not going to be a free-for-all every day during practice. We got to get ready for a cup, like relax. New protocols are in place. So just FYI. So I was wondering if we were going to see a drop in attendance just by people saying, okay, I don't want to get into that madness.
It was very controlled. And yes, there were metal detectors to walk into the rink. And there was security both at the door and up in the stands, like just to kind of crowd control. But it was awesome. It was just, it's a great place to take the kids to see this stuff live and hear everything and, watch the drills. And was watching some of the, I guess they got the Henderson Silver Knights practicing on the other rink, some of the guys staying ready in case there's an injury or something.
Neat.
So there were 6 people in that whole rink, and I was just watching all the drills, and I was thinking of all the stuff that I used to do. It was great. Absolutely.
Yeah, there's 2 sheets of ice at the Golden Knights practice facility, which is actually next to the AAA ballpark. So if you ever come to Vegas and you want to check out some minor league stuff and some different type of stuff, AAA ballpark is unbelievable here. And then right next door is the Vegas practice facility with 2 sheets of ice that's open to the public, and they run a ton of youth hockey. That's why hockey in Vegas is exploding, because when I moved here, there were 2 sheets of ice. There's 10 now.
Yeah.
So they've really opened up the city in terms of the Golden Knights have made investments. Henderson has a bunch of sheets of ice now. Vegas obviously has, or someone now in Vegas has sheets of ice. And that practice facility is really nice. The bar that's upstairs, you can see both.
It's a great place to go for lunch. I've gone for lunch just to sit there and, like, you know, I got TVs everywhere, and you can watch games, and you can hang out and, you know, skate. Yeah, the burgers are great.
Burgers are really good. It's phenomenal. Do you know how much I want to eat a hamburger? I'm now in that point of this whole little journey where food is starting to consume my brain, start getting difficult. Start really wanting to eat. Like, it's been 46 days and I'm like,
awesome, man. Like, we were talking about it on Cake and Moose yesterday. They were mentioning that, you know, you really look like you're getting in shape. I pulled up, Irizarry is a workout freak too. And he's like, what's the hard 75? And I said, pull it up. And he pulled it up and he's like, oh, this is good. He goes, this is doable. This is not, you know, and I said, he's doing it, man.
Keith can do it. It's, every morning I get up, I run 3 miles in the morning. I'm in a really cool routine now because, like, I run 3 miles before the show.
Right.
And then I go and work out at night at the Lifetime gym at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Well, do you know who I've seen every single night this week?
Johnny P.
Well, yeah, Johnny P last night, but Habib.
Who?
Habib.
At the same time?
Habib is his cousin, I think it is fighting Saturday night here at the Apex.
Oh,
so Habib's whole team is at Lifetime.
Workout?
All of them working out. I won. While I'm hitting the bag, I'm 10 feet from Habib Nurmagomedov. Like, it's it's been the coolest thing ever. I've been on the Discord channel going like, this is so cool. This is so cool. Right. I tried to, like, quietly snap a picture. The first time I saw him, I was walking behind him.
Just ask him to take a picture
because, and I didn't know at the time, but a woman beat me to it, and he said no. He politely declined.
Okay,
well,
that's
someone.
Fine.
But
so how do you feel about seeing a famous person and taking their picture without them knowing?
I've only done it once, and it was kind of shady. It wasn't very.
It doesn't feel right.
It felt very shady and very wrong. Because if it happened to me, I'd feel very weird about it. But somebody asked me, I was like, I think that's Habib, and I just, like, snapped a picture. I'm like, that's Habib, right? And everyone's like, yeah, that's Habib. I was like, wow. But, like, someone on Discord said the reason why he said no to the female picture is because that's against his religion. He probably would have said yes to you. I didn't know that at the time. And I was like, oh.
If you see him again, just ask. Worst he can say is no.
I talk to him.
People all the time.
I talked to him.
Right.
Like, he was walking one way. I was walking. Oh, yeah. I said, hi, how are you? And he said, hi. He was very polite. Hi, how are you?
He asked who you liked in the game or anything?
No, he's very, they're there to train. Like, he doesn't fool around. Like,
of course.
But he's way bigger. Like, he has put on some stockiness to him.
Yeah, when you're done, you could do it.
You're done. Yeah, like, I can't believe how, like, he was on the treadmill for 45 minutes to an hour, probably running 7 or 8 miles. The whole team was a bank of 7 treadmills.
I need a team.
All 7 of them together. Then they went and did wrestling, and every night they're taking over the little open area. They're doing grappling and just watching Habib move. Still, it was, as a UFC guy, as an MMA guy, as a boxing guy, it's one of the cooler things that's happened here in Vegas. Is just he's just walking around Lifetime, and I would say like 20% know who he is,
right?
And the others don't.
It's a crazy city enough, but there's people like that walking around all the time. I saw. BTB's here. He's going to the game tomorrow night. The Panthers, and he posted a picture. He's at the sports book, and, like, Tyronn Lue is at reserved table next to him. Like, there's just people walking around all the time here. Movie stars
on the strip, though. This is way off the strip. This is where we live. This is
I know, but, like, that's where people come that have been here before that don't want all of that. He wants to go work out.
Yep.
So he's going to work out.
late
place
night.
off, you know.
I don't know. It felt like I was in the right place. Like I felt like, well, if I'm working out at 8:00 at night and Habib's here, I felt like, okay, I'm in the right place. Like if that's what that guy's doing,
I mean,
I'm on the
Mayweather
right
used
path.
to work out at night is the same way because that's when they were fighting.
Right.
Like he told me, you know, because we used to say, why do you do that? I
Right.
asked him that. He's like, this is when I fight. So I get in
Fair.
a routine of being ready, you know, for fight night.
Yep.
And that's when we train. And that's, I mean, he used to run in the middle of the night and do crazy
Oh, yeah.
stuff. He was done.
Well, that's
by
where Mayweather would train at 3:00 in the morning.
Oh, he was, man, I learned so much just watching him
Yeah.
and his discipline and stuff. It was incredible.
The best line from Kobe that I always take away is when he started talking about his workout routines, and he would say, you get up at 7:00, you go to the gym, you train from 8 until 10, you go home, you rest for an hour, you eat lunch, then you do whatever you got to go do, you take a nap, then you go back, you train again from 3 until 5, and then you're done. Well, I get up at 3, I train from 4 until 6. I eat breakfast. I train. I go back at 10. I train from 10 to 12. I take an hour off. I go back from 2 until 4. I go home and rest for a little while, and I train again from 7 until 9. You're training 2 times a day. I'm training 4 times a day. I was like, damn, because over the course of 5 years, think about how many more workouts I've put in versus you.
It's a hard life. I mean, if you're going to have a family and you're going to have all this other stuff, it's to make that commitment. That's a different level.
Yeah.
But that's what it takes, right? I mean, it was, you know, one of the best
for
ever.
me,
So, I mean,
it's
that's, you know.
I what I realized with the Heart 75, and now I'm more than halfway into it. One, food is definitely something that you have to get used to, you know, budgeting and getting yourself around, because it's not so much that I want to eat poor food, I do, but it's the time it takes to properly prepare to
It's the
eat.
hardest thing. I told
really-
you, when we get the bag, the first thing
It's
I'm
hard.
doing is hiring a chef.
It's hard.
It's the first thing I'm doing.
Yeah, it's really
there's
difficult.
no question. The first thing I'm doing is hiring a chef. I can't take the time to prepare
The food,
to eat
yep.
the right way.
Yeah,
No
it's
doubt.
tough. So, and lunch is always very difficult. So what I figured out is that if I make dinner, the dinner the night before is my lunch the next day.
There you go.
So that makes it easier because it's already prepared and it's just in the fridge, and I microwave it and I'm good to go. So that's been one trick that I've learned. And then the other trick that I've really learned is that water here, I never drank enough water.
Oh,
Never in a million
Can't get
years.
enough.
And so this is drinking a gallon of water a day as part of the Heart 75.
Mhm.
It actually fills you up. You don't crave at night. I drink water. I drink most of my water at night, not all of it, but most of my water I'll consume between like 7 and 10.
Yeah.
And I have a workout involved in there, but like I drink a lot of it, probably half a gallon in that time period. And I'm not nearly as hungry to snack that I used to be able to when I was just hanging out and whatever, watching TV or watching sports, whatever. So like that's been one of the interesting. Oh, okay. So it does fill you up when you're drinking water. So
No
I don't know.
question.
It's been fun. I mean, it's going to be, I go on vacation at the end of the month, right when the Heart 75 ends. And I'm going to eat my weight in oysters and seafood and lobster and coming up.
Speaking of which, I went to dinner with Merges a couple nights ago, right?
Right?
I get this dish that I like called fruta de mare.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm apparently allergic to shellfish.
No.
I never was. I
That's a really
felt
bad
like
one to get.
I felt like Eddie Murphy in Nutty Professor.
You swelled up?
My bottom lip was I got home. I said to Jessica, something's wrong. She's like, did you get in a fight? I'm like, no, I ate shellfish. She goes, that's it. You got to be done. I think so. At 52, after a lifetime of love
Every
of
7
shellfish,
years. Every 7 years.
I don't think I can have it anymore. And I loved it.
Well, in 7 years, you might be your body might go back, but every 7 years, your allergies change.
This is the medical portion of the show. I did not know this. What
Yeah.
the hell are you talking about? 7
Your
years?
allergies change. Yes, your body changes. Yes, you can. One thing that you've never been allergic to before, you can develop an allergy.
Damn
and it could go away. In 7 years, it may go away. But yes, allergies come and go like that.
I'm still allergic to cats. So Kendall, if you're watching the show, we ain't getting a cat.
She wants
So,
a cat.
She loves cats.
Oh,
Can't
can't have
a
mine.
cat.
Take
No.
mine.
No cats. I don't want cats. Roll Call Friday. We got a big audience here. We'll get to that in about 30 minutes, or just about 12:15-ish is when I have it. What I need from you, first and foremost, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, please. Thank you. And also start with the roll calls, please. It helps me scroll back and make sure I don't miss anybody. But we got the regulars. I see Francisco Ochoa in there. Sonic's in here. Great video as always, sir. DGen4TW, Austin Nakbar. Actually, somebody came in and said they gave me the pronunciation of their name. Jordan, 1-star Gorov. I see you, Akbar. Put
Johnny
that
P.
in.
Johnny P's been saying. He told me last night. I saw him at the gym. He said he's been trying. They got him working all sorts of crazy hours. He's working day MLB or night MLB. So he's been all over the place.
The MLB schedule screws you up in the book because they play some days. There's day games. The full slate is done by 1 o'clock Pacific. Everything's started except for 2 or 3 games. And when you're doing the in-game, especially, you change your schedule and you're like, man, I just want a regular routine. It's hard in the summer. But good work, Johnny P. Keep it up.
Yeah, he was there last night. Okay, so we are less than a week away from our show that's Circa. We are going to today, all right?
Yep.
We are going to pull the winner during BVB bonus time today. But I'll tell you this, Dave has a tight schedule. He's appearing on MLB Network today. So bonus time might literally only be us pulling the name. Okay, maybe a very quick in and out. Here's the name.
Well, I mean, if you're still going, you might have
I'm going to give you a number. No, I'm going to give you a number, and then you're going to give me the number, and then I'm going to pull it out, and that number is going to be the person that's going to win.
Okay, I was like, how are we going to pull that? But now I understand what you're saying.
We have. I mean, you could do. Let's see how many people are in here right now. 22, I think.
22 people confirmed that if they got the trip, they were coming.
Yeah. So
awesome job, guys and girls. That's great. That number, I would have bet under that number. That's pretty impressive.
You do 1 to 22, and then we'll pull that, and we'll see who's going to wind up winning the 2-night stay to be at Circa. Now, again, you still have time before we pull it. If you've not done this and you want to be eligible to win the 2-night stay, I'm going to check this after we pull your name. Okay, you must be a subscriber to the YouTube channel at Boston versus the Book. That's 1. 2, you have to tweet at both at Boston versus the Book and at Circa Sports. Anything. We don't care. Tweet hi. Doesn't matter. Just tweet it. If you do it, tag both. Hashtag BVB bonus, BVB Brigade for bonus points. Don't have to do that, but you must tag the show and you must tag Circa Sports. Then
they can tag us too. I like getting all those notifications.
Yeah, that's true.
Going back and seeing them. So if you guys want to tag, our Twitters are right there on. For those of you just listening, it's at Sports BK Consig for me. It's at Sports Talk Matt for Matt.
So then email askthebvb@gmail.com. Confirm you can attend. All right. This is an important piece because we need to make sure that if you win, you're going to be here on either Wednesday, Thursday night, or Thursday, Friday night. I got 2 separate emails from 2 separate people that have told me that they have booked rooms at the D.
Right.
The D is a hotel. The D Las Vegas.
The D.
Jokesters. So the D Las Vegas, here in Vegas, you guys can go ahead and book rooms that are inexpensive for Wednesday and Thursday night. Friday night, it does kind of go up. It gets a little more expensive on Friday night. But if you want to stay for Wednesday, Thursday night, it's not that expensive to do so. And BetSmart US, Tyler, talk to him right now because he's in the chat telling everybody, I got you. He's got Planet Hollywood. I don't know how he's got Planet Hollywood rooms, but there's going to be like a bender going on at Planet Hollywood for the Brigade.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Tyler's up to a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So they're all
Tyler.
They're all
US
pulling everything. So just FYI. Okay. So winner to be pulled during bonus time. So you have about an hour to enter if you're not entered as of yet. 60 minutes and counting before we pull the name, and we have to give the name to everybody who's going to be with us coming up here on Thursday and Friday of next week, live at Circa from 11 until 1. And then Thursday is game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Official watch party is at Stadium Swim. We will be there. You will be there. It'll be a lot of fun.
It will be a blast. Landon Isle. It's he's in the chat all the time. It's spelled LLE, it looks like, or ILE, it pronounced Isle. We got guys and putting their pronunciations in the chat, which I appreciate because
it helps Dave.
I mess up the names all the time. Like JC from KC is easy. Pierre Chevalier. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but that's what it looks like.
I think that's right.
Put your name in there, put your roll call Friday, your area code, 3-digit area code, where you're watching, listening from. Someone asked me yesterday, well, you guys get a really big crowd and people, nobody must work. Like your whole audience must not work. I'm like, no, you don't understand. People
Or
listen
at work.
to us at work.
Yeah, at work.
They put on the video and then put it in their earbuds.
Or
And
they're
all this other
driving,
stuff.
or they're,
Yeah.
I mean, they're working.
People working.
They're delivery guys, they're bread guys,
Got bread man, Raymaker 512, Lou. He's driving around delivering the bread right now.
So they're working,
listening.
but
Yeah,
they're
come on.
multitasking. By the way, Austin, if you go in there and say, everyone, I found out Saturday that my wife got pregnant. It's our first baby. You guys are all privy to the information that only 2 of my personal friends know. It's a secret, so shush. You can't put that on a chat and expect it to be quiet, dude. Congratulations, though. That's amazing news.
That's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Listen, we had someone have a baby
with us on the
with
on
us
the Tuesday.
watching the show in the room afterward and welcome the baby in. Now we can welcome confirmation of another baby. We're going to have to get BVB like bibs or something. Like
Onesies.
I pay a
lot of
Great
money.
idea.
I'd pay a lot of money to watch you in a BVB onesie.
We're going to have to do the 75 first before we do the onesie. We're going to have to tighten some things up. That onesie would be a little bit tight. Yeah, I don't know about that.
That'd be fun to do that. All right, what happened last night? The Denver Nuggets smoked the Miami Heat. Nuggets cover first quarter, first half, and the game goes under. That was a beautiful
Perfect
outcome
night, right?
for me.
Perfect night, yeah.
That was wonderful. Very predictable. Bad night for the book. When you couple all of that going on with the fact that all 6 favorites hit in Major League Baseball, books got hit pretty good last night.
Yeah, definitely one of those where you just kind of go in today and you go, what happened? The favorites all won. Which ones? All of them. All of them.
Yeah.
It stinks. I didn't watch 1 second of the basketball game. I kept an eye on the score, but I was so engrossed in the baseball.
Even during the lightning delay, you didn't watch it?
No, I was watching baseball. I was watching Major League Baseball. So I was playing the Angel game under. I was doing a bunch of things, and I knew the pitching matchups for today with the Angels and stuff, and trying to get ready for MLB Network today. And stuff. So I was trying to really focus on the baseball, and the score never really. Did you ever? It got to the end. I was on with Carver and Lacey, and it was sitting around 12-10, 12-10. And
yeah, the end was a sweat. The outcome was never a sweat. The end point total was the sweat. And I was like, I'm glad I didn't bet this game fully because it was crazy. I was like, man, this is going to come down to 1 or 2 possessions. Then Joker got going in the fourth quarter and kind of pushed it to 16. And that made it a little easier to go, okay, 9's gonna hit. But I never got an in-game number that I could play. I was pissed. I had played first quarter. I played first half. I played the under. But I wanted something below 9. I never got it. Denver went off that lead really quickly. And the best number I saw was 7.5. I never saw anything close to under 6.
Yeah, I was watching the in game too. And I didn't see less than 8.5 actually. So you saw 7.5.
But I never I was never able to get anything. I was looking for under 6 and I never got it. So I never got it. I never got that.
Did you ever think to maybe take Miami plus 18.5 or 17.5? That was the number for me. I was on with the guys and I was like,
it would have been smart to do it. I think someone threw the stat up. I saw that like Eric Spoelstra in the second half in the postseason is like straight up winning it. It has like a ridiculous record of winning in the second half. Like his teams do make halftime adjustments. So they weren't going to lose by 20. But I was like, man, the fourth quarter, they get tired. It was scary.
How does one team shoot 2 free throws?
You do not attack the rim and you play the way the Heat play.
That's an NBA Finals record.
3 was the total. It was a record. 2 last night.
They went to the free throw line 2 times. That's, I saw that last night and I said, this can't be. And then I watched the post game and I was like, it is. It's
milk carton for Jimmy Butler. Where are you, bud? Where'd you go? You were gone.
What are you doing right now?
I'm looking for Jimmy Butler.
What are you looking for Jimmy Butler?
I think you might be over here at a craps table. I don't know. I don't know.
He's not in Vegas.
Where's Jimmy Butler? Wasn't on the court last night. Like, where'd he go?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, that was like Of course, right? Caleb Martin. Hi, Pumpkin. What's up?
No, I saw the pumpkin tweet. That was good. Well done.
There you go. It's right back. Everything goes right back to Cinderella. Okay.
Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy doing all that.
No, it's what it is. I mean, everybody was doing it. Everyone saw it. I mean, Strus was the one that was stunning to me. I thought Caleb Martin would go back to being Caleb Martin. Because you know what the crazy thing is when you look at Caleb Martin, this is why I'm so mad about at Joe Mazzulla. You look at the wings, we talked about it yesterday. The wings for Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr. are big and long. Martin is tiny on the court. How did Boston get beat by Caleb Martin? Like, how did you let that guy beat you? And I was watching a podcast with Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce that they do every week, and it was a great point. Paul Pierce said he didn't know his name. What's his name? Caleb? What's it? Why did they knock him on his ass like 5 times? It's like,
that's my answer to everything.
Because why didn't somebody just go off the bench? Why didn't Joe just send somebody out there and say, do me a favor, knock him on his ass hard and get him off his game? Like a pitcher who's in a rhythm or a goaltender who's seeing everything.
Can't go knock a pitcher. What the hell are you talking about?
No, like with a pitcher, you want to do something to disrupt the rhythm of the pitcher. You want to step out. You want to do something that's going to make a batter uncomfortable as a pitcher, throw high and tight, or back him off the plate. Do something to get the guy out of his rhythm. And they never did that the entire series to Caleb Martin. First thing that we saw in that game, Denver was like, you're not beating us. And they locked him down and said, somebody else, bam, go crazy. These two shooters, you're not beating us. We're not getting beat by Caleb Martin and Strus.
Listen, it was a classic. I used to do it all the time. It's just the goalie was hot, playing great, feeling confident at the top of the crease. I just would accidentally skate into him. I'm just accidentally. Well, man, you know, if you took a 2-minute penalty, you took a 2-minute penalty, but you got him mad. You got something thinking. You had to do it. You do it in basketball too. I mean, you take a hard foul. It's the way the whole 80s and 90s were. They used to crush guys. Like there were times it was violent, but
a flagrant one. I mean, you take it. Okay, you get suspended, you get fined, whatever it is. Like you're trying to win. You're trying to win a championship.
It doesn't always work.
I'm not saying hurt the guy, okay? Make sure I'm here. I'm not saying hurt the guy.
Injure.
Yeah, you just get him off his game. You just disrupt him, make him think.
Yeah.
And Caleb
That's
was
what
in
people
this.
Try to do to me and you with the show. They're always trying to get us off our game. You can't get us off our game between the two of us. I mean, we got a high-low pick and roll working game. We got
2-man game.
It's a pretty good 2-man game we got working right here.
So Denver now is minus 900 to win the series. Fair.
I saw minus 1,000. I saw 10-1 last night.
Over the top or accurate?
Again, full disclosure, I didn't watch 1 second of the game. I saw the highlights, saw the post game. I thought there ain't no way in hell Miami's winning a game in Denver.
I think they cover game 2.
Which is interesting because I think the same, but I thought that they might cover game 1, and it felt
I did not.
Close enough. You did not. You did not.
I thought blowout under. Yeah. I didn't want to lay 9 because laying 9 makes me sick. But that's why I bet the first quarter, and that was easy. Yeah. Bet the first half, that was easy.
Right.
Both those came in, and then fourth quarter, things tightened up in a big time way.
So market price everywhere is minus 9 plus 6, minus 9-1 plus 6-1 series price, and it's down to 8.5 everywhere.
Yeah,
because the immediate number last night, somebody put up a fake number 10.
Whoa!
I knew that was wrong. Shoot. Yeah, that was bye-bye. That disappeared in about, I don't know who got that, but somebody got it. 10.
Nice.
Wrong. 9, same number comes up, and now it's 8.5. The natural inclination is they're going to play a better game.
They are. There's no debate. They're not going to miss the shots they missed. Miami's not going to. Yeah, the bricks.
Many shots.
I mean, they're not going to be as bad as they were, but I still think Denver wins.
Yeah, Denver is. Again, when is the game? What is it? Tuesday? How long they take it off?
I think it is Tuesday. Yeah.
No, game 2 is Sunday.
Okay.
All right, Sunday, June 4th. So,
you're off on Friday, you're off on Saturday, and then you play on Sunday. I mean, that's
not worried about them. Like sometimes you'll hear this in the content space, like, oh, they got a couple days to think about it, and blah blah blah. Nobody's
who, Miami or Denver?
Miami.
Oh no, Miami's. I think
they're fine.
What Coach said was what happened, and I agree. Yesterday, Coach was like, they're going to get down big, and they're going to say, okay, we'll get game 2. And I think that's what they did. I mean, I think about halfway in the third quarter, Jimmy Butler was like, okay, see you in game 2. And they'll make big adjustments. They'll change. They won't miss the wide open shots that they miss consistently. But I also think there'll be adjustments made. I think Joker is going to play better. And I think he'll have a much more of a bigger offensive presence. He was unbelievable passing the basketball last night. He was 14 assists.
Pretty pedestrian
scoring.
Pretty pedestrian triple-double, though, right?
Yeah, but a triple-double.
Triple-double. Like, it's nothing.
Yeah, triple-double. Pedestrian triple-double. He had a triple-double and a win, by the way. If you bet that at FanDuel, it was -115 for a triple-double and a win. So
not bad.
Yeah, you got that way better than the laying of $3 to get the win on the money line. But
Johnny P just came in a chat and said the fact that they only lost by 11 with 2 free throw attempts and Strus going 0 for 9 makes them want to take the +9.
Yes, I tried and I took it. I already bet it.
Okay.
So I'm with you. I took 8.5. I took +8.5. I think Miami is going to lose the game by 4 to 6 points. I think it's going to be a tight game late. And I think Denver makes more plays down the stretch to win the game, but I do not think it's a blowout. I think it's a back and forth battle. I don't know about the total. It went way under last night. It's been adjusted by 5 points, Dave. It's 214.5 now.
So I'm on with Carver and Lacey as the game ends, and they're like, Dave, what's the number? And I go, same number side, 9, maybe 9.5 to try to get the first bet on Miami. I said 215 is a total. And they're like, wow, you're moving it down 3-4 points. I'm like, yeah. Did you see the total? The in-game was as low as 195.5.
Well, I saw 191.5. DraftKings is at 191. Johnny P will tell you they're at 191.5 at one point.
It never was in doubt.
Yeah,
that was one of the best, easiest bets we've ever made. I love when I don't watch the game and I keep checking it and I check the in-game and I'm like 201.5.
Yeah, I'm good.
You know, and then I want to take a skill shot and go over and try to middle it and be cool. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing it. I'm just going to enjoy the total and be. But is that an over adjustment?
No, I think it goes under again. I don't think it's. Miami's going to be in the game. If Miami's in the game, it's going under. So Miami's not going to get into a firefight with the Denver Nuggets. That's a recipe for disaster. You saw it last night. Denver played the same way against the Lakers. They want to get the ball and run. The Lakers played into that. They were okay with running with Denver, and they got smoked. I think Miami realizes we can't run with Denver. We're going to go ahead because, I mean, look at they're teeny tiny on the wing. Okay, they're teeny tiny. Miami's got big problems.
Did they do the too small thing?
They can do the little small thing. Miami's teeny tiny. Okay. You're going to have a problem with Aaron Gordon on the block. Michael Malone was brilliant in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon had 12 points in the first quarter. I bet over 12.5 for the game. All on dunks. All on layups.
Dunks.
Just catch the ball, turn, bang. They have no answer because if they double team Gordon down low to help their teeny tiny wing players, you're going to get killed by Jokic. And you're going to get killed by Murray. So this team, this is why I talked about this. Boston would have the same problem, but the size and length of Denver, until you see it match up with Miami, who just played Boston, everyone's like, oh yeah, against Boston, everyone said the same thing. No, you didn't, because the difference with Denver is their size. They have a 6'10" wing player in Michael Porter Jr. Like, it's a big problem when it comes to a size matchup when you have Vincent and Strus, who are essentially munchkins running around there up against the size for Denver.
Whoa.
They are. They're 6'2", 6'1".
Whoa, that's not. I mean, that's smaller than the big guys, but that's not by
no. They're munchkins against Gordon. Against guys like Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr. They're munchkins, and they're going to be munchkins the whole entire series. So I love.
You can't adjust the size. You can't change the size.
You can't stretch a guy out. This is not like Willy Wonka. You can go ahead into the stretch machine and take, Veruca Salt and stretch her out. It doesn't work like that. So it's not going to work. So I'm really curious to see, how do you defend this? Everyone's like, oh, they're going to make big adjustments. I'm like what? Growing? How do you make that adjustment? Oh, they're not going to let Gordon get down low again. Okay, that's great. Joker's going for 40. Because if you sag off of Joker to help somebody else down low,
right?
This is the difference. Michael Malone is a really good coach, okay? People have slept on this guy for far too long. He's a really good coach. He had a really good strategy last night. Now, Spoelstra's phenomenal. He'll make adjustments, but that's why I think Malone will come up with something else. And the threes didn't really fall early for Denver.
No.
If they fall early for Denver, yikes.
Yeah.
I mean,
boys and girls in the chat, again, thank you for being here. We're going to do Roll Call Friday in about 15 to 20 minutes, right around 12:15-ish.
Pacific.
12:15-ish Pacific, yes. Put in the chat right now. I want to see this thing kind of jump and flow a little bit. Over or under for game 2? What is your first thought? Because the adjustment is great. I think the number's perfect. That was, I thought literally, I told you that I said to those guys 9 and 215, and it's 214, 214 and a half right now. Any 213 and a halves are gone.
Right.
So I think by the time Sunday comes, it's going up. So if you like under, I think you can wait another day or so. But I'm curious what our group thinks right now, over or under. I also wanted to shout out real quick. I met someone at practice. Her name is Sandra. She's sitting there with 4 kids.
Oh my!
By herself, a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old. 7-year-old's name is Matthew. I didn't get the rest of the kids' names. A 5-year-old and twin girls, 2 years old. And I looked at them. We shared a moment. It turns out she's my neighbor. She lives right up the street.
Wow!
Literally in the next community over. Matthew, their dad, Dave, who Matthew told me his dad's name is Dave.
Are you kidding me?
No, I swear to God, is in the military, and he's working a lot. I said, anytime you want to come play catch or you want to hit balls, he's a baseball player. I got babysitters. I think I got the kids a job.
Count me in. I don't have a son. Count me in.
I said, listen,
let's go.
I said, I told him I'm going to be on MLB Network today. He said, can you pick the Cubs? And I looked at the line and I was like, Matthew. I don't think the Cubs are going to win today. They're playing the Padres, right? I can't do it. But watch the show. But they're driving right now. Sandra just texted me. I said, here's the link to the show. I'll shout out you and the kids.
Phenomenal.
Unbelievable. 4 kids. Just and we shared a couple moments and stories and stuff.
I haven't played a game of catch in a while.
With the park right by my house. I said,
tap me in.
I'll
let's
come
go.
Get you. We'll walk over to the park, bring your bat. I'll hit you ground balls. We'll do the whole thing.
Where's his dad? Is he deployed?
No, he must. I didn't ask what specifically he does, but he works at the base and he's
Air Force. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Coming and going and stuff all the time. So
some real stuff come out of that base. Yeah. It's not one of those like for show bases. Like that's a real active military base.
Turns out she's a physical therapist.
Oh, nice.
And we talked a lot of just about stuff. It was great. It was worth it. I don't know why I went to practice today, but I'm so glad I did. I just
Very cool.
Shout out her and the kids.
The chat in the brigade wanted me to bring this up. The DIFT, they're calling it the DIFT. Dunk in the first 3 minutes.
Just one?
It hit. It's just actually
just need one, right?
I think there were 2. Well, the no was minus 164 to no. 1 was like plus 115. 2 was plus 160. It was plus money, and we got one on the second possession of the game.
I don't know if it's priced right. Like it feels like there's gonna be a dunk in the first 3 minutes. No,
I don't know. It hit a lot last night. So if you're looking for a game 2 fun little flyer bet, that's our new one. Every year, it's funny. We always find these things. It's always fun. We found gifts. We found a gift goal in the first 5.
Right.
We found Nerfy, and now we've got dunks in the first 3 minutes as the new for fun little side wager to watch in a basketball game to start.
I love it because this is not stuff that I normally look at. So I got to thank, you and between the news audience and then the audience for
they love it. The brigade loves it. The people love this stuff just because it's a fun $10 bet. It's nothing crazy. It's just something. It's the same thing like with the tournament when you're betting on the first to 10, first to 15, first to 20. It's the same type of craziness.
Wait until we figure out when we do a get together and we do a brigade ride on a first to 10, first to 15.
It'll be fun.
And the cheering and the fun and then the high fives when you win and the sadness that when you got 9 and you turn the ball over and the other team goes down and hits a 3 when they're down 9-7. And you're like, did that really just happen?
Bang.
So It's going to be fun when that
Yeah,
happens.
it's going to be fun. So you have all the favorites in baseball winning yesterday, including 2 walk-off hits. I didn't know about this. Johnny P came over. I was actually finishing up my workout. I was on my bike. He's like, I saw your tattoo. I knew it was you. So then he came on over. He came on over, and I was like, hey, because I looked every obviously in my workout gear and whatnot. And he was like, did you see what happened? And I'm like, what? He's like, all favorites covered, 2 walk-offs. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, not good. Book didn't like that. All the favorites covered.
That's what I mean. It's just one of them days, and you get like, it's good when you're off, like when you leave, and then you check it.
It's not your
but
problem.
Then when you got to go in the morning, and all the reports are printed, and then if somebody wants to call you in their office, or they swing by the room and they go, "What are you guys doing? What happened yesterday?"
Who's to blame?
All the favorites, the basketball, all the baseball. It's a rough night. Everybody thinks running the book's easy. There's a lot of days where you just take it on the chin. You just get whacked. I heard a great expression in the book years ago. Sometimes you're the bug. Sometimes you're the windshield. That's the game.
On both sides of the counter.
Right.
That's the game.
Yeah.
on that. Okay, so we've hit the point of the Major League Baseball season where pitchers are now getting annoyed. They're mad about the pitch clock. Max Scherzer not happy about the strict enforcement of the pitch clock. He was getting mad about the fact that he was slow because there are 2 minutes between innings for the local broadcasts, and pitchers get 8 pitches to warm up. Scherzer did not finish in time. He was angry about this. The umpire walked out and said, "You're done. We're starting the inning." He was very mad about that. Didn't get his 8 pitches. After the game, he said, why can't the umpires have discretion in that situation to allow 8 normal warm-up pitches? Why do we have to be so, Dave, anal about this to have the clock shoved in everyone's face and try to step out every little second that's going on into the game?
Why did you say my name when you said anal?
Because I was waiting for you to... Did not want to go down that road again. It's like, just FYI.
You should have said anal. And I would have
yes.
corrected you. And I would have said anal.
Why are you being so anal?
Because anal, it's all the same.
Yes. Sure
Listen,
it is. Yeah,
pitchers are creatures of routine.
They are.
Okay? And we had JY on yesterday live from the Mets game as Maxie was walking off the mound with another strikeout. He didn't seem too concerned there. He pitched a gem again yesterday. It's just when you mess up that routine. Have you been to? I've been to multiple Major League Baseball games.
I've not been to one. I've been to minor league games with them, but I haven't been to a major league.
It is noticeably faster in between innings, and up in Seattle, it was hard to get to the refreshment stand. The lines were drastically long, like everything was longer up top because everybody was rushing up at the same time to try to get back. So I've read some articles and talked to some people how the refreshment stands aren't keeping the games are faster. Everything's faster.
Yes.
But the refreshment stands aren't moving faster.
Oh.
So that's why they extended the last call to the 8th inning.
They did do that.
Games, yes. In Seattle, you could get a drink now until the end of the 8th.
End of the 8th. Wow.
Yeah. Which it was always the 7th inning stretch done. That was it. Last call.
Right.
Get up, everybody stretch, sing, take me out to the ballgame, go get the last round. Now it goes to the 8th.
So, the real test for me is going to be what is the average length of a game between the Red Sox and the Yankees for the 13 games they play? Because that, historically speaking, is the longest game of the year, always. Oh. So if those games go below 3 hours, that would be amazing.
Right.
Like that would be like, whoa, earth shattering. Because one, they always sell out. You're always watching people drink way more than they should. They're there for the whole darn day. they drink the whole day.
Sebastian in the chat, Sebastian Anthony Seabass, good to see you, sir. Pitchers are never satisfied.
True. Very true.
This is part of the problem. Who is this? WV Punch Drunk 1 said Scherzer complaining, ? Yeah, right. Surely you jest.
Right, exactly. But I bring it up, though, because we're into June. For the first 2 months, I felt like the pitchers were quiet. They just took it. They didn't feel like they could say anything. Baseball had made the initiative. Like this was like in spring training. This was like, shut up. Don't talk about this. Go play.
Right.
And now we're into June a little bit, and the guys are starting to get frustrated and starting to getting annoyed. And they're like, okay, I'm now talking about this. I don't like this. This is annoying. Can we please stop this? Can we have some leniency?
You know how superstitious baseball players are, right?
Mhm.
Like, I mean, between
But
baseball
umpires
and
are being
hockey.
told, umpires are telling the players, I'm going to get yelled at if I
There's
don't
no
do this for
exception,
you.
right? There's
Yes.
no exception. They're just doing the job. It's
Right.
never personal. I mean, the umpires can't make an exception for you and not an
Right.
exception for someone
Everybody
else, because
else,
then
right.
it opens up a whole, rigmarole that nobody wants.
Yep.
But David Dilly just came in chat and said he got 7 warm-up pitches, but his catcher was the last out of the inning
Yes.
prior,
Took more
so
time.
it threw it off.
Yep.
Listen, when I was coaching the kids and I know the catcher makes the last out, I grab the glove and go warm up the pitchers so the pitcher's routine isn't messed up. That's on somebody in the dugout to get out there, make sure Maxie gets eight pitches, because he's going to get mad. And if he gets mad and leaves one up and the Phillies hit a bomb, he's going to blame it on the pitch clock and on not get mad at the umpire. So it's partly on the team too, to make sure he gets the 8. The pitch clock is, listen, I know you can't stand a ghost runner.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
I hate it, but I like the pitch clock up to this point. I'm in favor of it.
I'm in favor of the pitch clock as well. When you're at the game, it's very unclear
Where it is.
No, you have to. I went to Seattle, and the first thing I did with Kylie and Kendall was, where's the pitch clock? I want to see it so I can see what they're doing. But like twice, the home plate umpire stepped out and went like this with his finger, like this or something, like reset it.
Yep.
No idea why.
Yeah, because they have all different hand signals now. Yeah, there's a bunch of different
hand signals.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different hand signals
signals, whatever.
There's that. There's on me. There's review it. There's all these different hand signals to the people up top as to what they're calling. Like, did they call a strike? Did they call a ball? Did they say a pitcher violated the pitch clock? Did the batter step out? Did the batter have 2 timeouts or 1 timeout? There's a lot of I've been watching all different broadcasts all over baseball, and they all are having the same difficulty to explain to the audience, and even sometimes the broadcast team, they're not clear as to what just happened.
That's I'm joking with Irizarry about that. I was asking the MLB Network, the producer kids, the guys. I'm like, guys, do you have a guide to the pitch clock? Because I love watching a game. I did not know what the hell was going on. That's my complaint.
Right, and even the managers sometimes have to come out and say, wait a minute, because I was watching a Phillies game and it happened to Schwarber, where on the first pitch, he stepped into the batter's box before the first pitch, he stepped out, and the umpire said, "That's your timeout." And he was like, "But I hadn't seen a pitch yet. I was just stepping in. I stepped out." He said, "Yeah, you stepped in. You're locked in. Then you stepped out. That's your timeout." And so then you had the managers come out. It was a whole big conversation. It was only over a timeout, but it was clear that right now everyone's not on the same page as to what exactly you're allowed to do and when you can do it. Work in progress.
Work in progress. But D Weezy, who's in the chat, and I owe that guy a hat. He's had a couple of crazy colors that I was unable to get done yet, but got some plans for this weekend, so hopefully D Weezy's will get done. Pitch clock may need tweaking, but overall has been a good thing. Agree or disagree?
Agreed. I like it.
Well.
Get rid of the Ghost Runner, but I like this.
Ghost Runner's true.
I hate the Ghost Runner, but I like this. This is moving the game along. This is not artificially changing baseball. This is just making guys get on the bump and get in the box and let's go. Let's play. No more of this lollygagging stuff.
Love that word, lollygagging.
Diamond Sports Group had a bad day yesterday. We've talked about this. This is the group that is operating the regional sports networks under the name Bally Sports. A U.S. bankruptcy judge in Houston said that they must pay all 4 of the teams that they had balked on: the Twins, the Guardians, the Diamondbacks, and the Rangers.
Twins, Guardians, Diamondbacks, and Rangers. Okay, sir.
They've also balked on the Padres as well.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
This is really, one, it's good. They should be forced to pay for this.
Right.
But if there's no money,
then what?
then what? Diamond, a Sinclair Broadcasting subsidiary, took on more than $8 billion of debt to purchase the broadcasting rights for 42 teams across MLB, NBA, and NHL from Fox in 2019, which was the ramp up to sports betting. They called it Bally Sports. They thought they're going to have all this money from sports betting. This is the first really catastrophic mistake made by a company banking on betting to pay for all of this stuff.
I mean, I hate to be the I told you so guy,
Right?
but we've talked about this all this time off the air, sometimes on the air. The money ain't there. This is so they're ordered to pay, and then like you said, it's zero. Then what? What do you do?
The Twins, Guardian, D-backs, and Rangers have already been paid 75% of what they were owed as a means to hold them over until the conclusion of the hearing. But they are being forced to pay that additional 25%, which is a lot of money that they are owed for airing the games. MLB.TV is already taken over the Padres, and we'll see who else they take over right now. But
and the first thing they did was say, we're going to charge you $20 a month for watching the games.
Free until Sunday.
Free until Sunday.
And then it's 20
Enjoy the Cubs series.
And then it's $20
Matthew,
a
my
month.
Cubs fan, he's going to watch the Cubs and the Padres. I said that we need to. I got the van. We could take all the kids to go to see the Cubs and the Padres if my kids would want to go. I got babysitters. That's what I was working at.
Just look out. I mean, it's going to be. This is just the first of what might be not a great situation. MLB has the ability to pay for all of this. The teams can do it themselves. The problem is it's happening in the middle of the year. So, like we talked about yesterday a little bit. Anybody who works on the pre or post game side for these regional sports networks, for the Padres, they're out of luck. If you're not in game broadcasting talent or equipment operator, you're out. And there's multiple teams.
Was this a game of chicken? Like or this was not completely unknown and blindsided. Like, this was going to happen. Like they knew about this before the season.
Correct. Right. They did. Yeah. MLB. Yeah. We talked about this in spring training. We saw this. Yeah. We saw this coming. Everyone saw this coming. This was because the reason why it's a topic for us is because of the Bally Sports branding. This is what Diamond Sports Group thought they were going to be able to do. When they took on all of this debt, they thought that, there's going to be all this money for Bally's and sports betting on these. We have the games. Everyone's going to want to bet during the games. We've got the games. And then all of a sudden people aren't betting and the books aren't paying. And it's, oh no, we can't pay the bill.
I wonder, it's because it's the middle of the season. It's even more messed up. Yes. But it's like us talking to people about football season. They're like, we'll talk to you in August. August is too late. We know the first games are at the end of August. The first is week 0, like the people like to call college football. Mm-hmm. Let's talk now. Let's be prepared. I like to be prepared, like Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, Weeblos. Were you ever a Cub Scout?
I was never allowed to be, but all my friends were.
Okay. I did it up to Weeblos. I didn't go to officially be a Boy Scout, but I always like to be prepared. Why not be prepared for this? I don't know.
It's ridiculous. I agree.
It's ridiculous.
We'll watch it, but it's not good. If your team
and the team's going to come here because they know when to go to the games with them. We're going to get a problem here.
There's 42 teams they have the rights to.
Different sports.
All different sports. Hockey, basketball, baseball. They've got 42 of these regional sports networks that they operate. And one by one, it's going to start the domino effect. They've already lost the Padres to MLB.TV. There's 4 other baseball teams they might lose. I just mentioned them. They may all go to MLB.TV. I mean, MLB could very well become a media, everything is going to the app already, but this could really push baseball straight to the MLB.TV app and website.
Right.
Which I don't know if people are going to love, to be frank. I like it. I don't love it. I've been a subscriber for about 6 years now. I like MLB.TV, maybe more than that. Probably way more than that. I've been watching Red Sox games on MLB.TV for even before I moved back home. So, I mean, But that's what Nesson charges. I mean, the $20 a month to the Padres, that's what for Nesson Plus they call it.
Right.
To be able to watch the Red Sox games on the Nesson app, they charge $20 a month. So it's kind of a standardized price point.
Price, I guess.
To go ahead and do it. So
I mean, I got the package. I like watching the games on TV, but you can get it on the app, and
it's the same
I
thing.
just don't like watching stuff on my phone.
But no, you watch it on your computer, or I mean, I watch it on my TV. I watch MLB.TV on my
Yeah.
TV, just the
That's
app on smart TV. All right, Game 1 Cup Finals tomorrow night here in Las Vegas.
Should we do the roll call Friday thing right now? By the way, before we do the hockey, or do the hockey?
Sure. Well, let's rip through the hockey, and then you can do roll call Friday. Let's do that.
Go.
So then we'll be basically at the top of the hour, right? We'll be 1 hour in when we normally do this.
Yes.
What was the buzz like at practice?
It was awesome. It was awesome. I've been telling you.
Confidence high? I mean, people feel like the Cup's going to get won here?
People at practice think they're going to win the Cup every year. Those are the diehards. And then you could see there were little kids and families that they can't afford to go to the games.
I went to practice when they were up against the Washington Capitals, and I remember people were nervous. They were very concerned.
Different feel. I actually, the guy that I did the interview with, Jean-Claude, I can't remember his last name. Anyhow, he asked me that, and I said the feeling is different. The first year, it caught everybody by surprise, and then they were playing the Capitals, and they weren't favored.
Like nobody believed it. Everybody was like, "Come off it!" Like every series, we were waiting for them to lose. Like it was like, "This is fun, but they're not going to win the Cup, right?" Like, come on, there's no way. Like everybody was. It was like watching a slow motion car wreck because we knew the books were going to get killed. So everybody was like, "Are the books going to stay open if this happens?" Because like everyone in Vegas has a 100-to-1 ticket on the Knights to win the Cup.
There was a lot of nervous people in the room. We were all. I mean, like T. Foss, the guy that managed the hockey futures at our place, was so good. He adjusted the price so quickly it wasn't going to bury us. So and he liked the Capitals in the Stanley Cup anyway, so it worked out really well. But there were guys literally going, I might be unemployed if the Knights win. Like it's going to be a gigantic number that's going to take a year to recover from. So it was big, but the feeling today in there, and I told him this, was the confidence. They really feel like they're going to win. I mean, they're the favorite. They're just, dude, there's so many Cup like saying shirts and all this stuff. I walked around. I was like, thank God I got to go do the show. But I'm probably going to bring the kids back and get some gear.
The armory is full. They know now. They got caught off guard the first time. They know now. They know what
got
they're
all
doing
the
now.
sayings, all the different things. Like, the house always wins.
Nice.
With the Vegas Knights thing, the different sayings, the Cup, unleash the something. What is all over the place?
Unite the realm.
Unite the realm.
Unite the realm is what they unite
it's all
the
over
realm
place.
is what
It's
they're
everywhere. It's just crazy.
what they are rolling with. I mean, I gotta say, I really come to like this logo a lot. It's a really cool logo. Golden.
I'm a fan. I remember I wasn't a fan of the name at the time.
I was not. I still don't like the name, to be quite honest. And I really didn't like the secondary logo. I hate the secondary, the star, the sword with the star.
That thing.
Because it's got a connection. Somebody one day, I forget what it was. Somebody actually walked me through what that is. And if you're a local Nevadan or you've been here for a long time, I guess that means something. If it's a tip of the cap to the hockey fans that were here before.
Oh,
there's some whole connection between what the stars represent and the logo and blah, blah, blah. I've always liked this V though. That
I'm going to have to read about that. I didn't know that.
The secondary logo has got a whole story that people is why people like the secondary logo. I'm not from Vegas or grew up here, so I don't really know. But this logo, I really like. The Golden Knight, I could, the Vegas Knights, I would have been perfectly clear just calling them the Vegas Knights. The golden part of it.
Golden's a little extra, but everything in Vegas is extra.
True.
And now I kind of like.
And ticket prices are too. Ticket prices are too.
A little extra.
$800. Average get-in price, $800 for tomorrow night.
Yeah, I was going to spend $3 on tickets for the 5 of us. I was like, I can't do it. I mean, she'll kill me. It's over if I do that. I just
for one game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you like?
It's 3 hours. I can't say it loud enough. I don't know if they're listening. I like Florida.
Do you?
I do.
In game 1?
I do.
You saw what the layoff did to the Heat, or I mean, to the Nuggets last night, I guess. So it was none. I think there's a problem. I think Bobrovsky gets lit up tomorrow night.
I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah,
I'll know more. Like, again, I didn't bet the side in game 1 of the NBA Finals because I just didn't know, and I got to see the way this plays out. I'll do the same thing in this one. I won't have a side.
I think this is a 7-game. I think this is a 7-game series in my mind.
Oh, I think so too.
Yeah, this is a brawl. This is a brawl. But game 1, I like Vegas a lot in game 1.
Yeah,
like game 1 early, first period,
well,
like
I think
Vegas.
Florida can win game 1. That's why I'm hesitant. I just
I think they could win every game in the series. I think they win every game in the series. I don't think Florida gets blown off the ice by any means. I just think that the playoff regiment, the routine, it's thrown off so viciously when you're sitting for as long as Florida's been sitting.
Right.
And then you're traveling to this building and you're playing against the Knights, who are fired up and ready to go. Physical, big, strong, in rhythm. Hill is playing really well. Cassidy can taste it. I think game 1, much like the Nuggets, I think you'll see, I think it's a blowout, but I think Florida could have a difficult time tomorrow night.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's a 5-2, like a 4-2, 5-2.
Oh, you like over?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I think Bobrovsky's gonna have a problem tomorrow. I think Bobrovsky will need some time to settle into the series, and I think Vegas at home. We'll see what the power plays look like. We'll see what the power play kill.
For
looks
me,
like.
it all depends on how the game's called. If there's power plays, it's going over, and the Knights could win 5-2.
The power play is not good for Vegas, though. That's the problem. Like, it's been getting better, but that leads us to this question: who leads the series in points? The betting favorite is Kachuk. Right behind him, Jack Eichel.
It's one of those two.
Really? So you don't think there could be a long shot person coming out of nowhere?
No, I don't. I mean, not that I don't think there could be, but no, I would. I mean, that's why they're favored. It's going to be those two.
So to lead the Stanley Cup, what?
Marsha show.
Oh boy, to lead the series in points, Marchessault? I don't know.
He's going to be on the ice a lot.
He is going to be on the ice a lot. That
on the ice a lot.
He is. I mean, in terms of the number has come down now. It's now minus 125
for who?
For Vegas to win the Cup. It was 140, so it's down 15 cents.
Do you have the series leader in who's going to lead the series?
Plus 250 Kachuk, plus 390 Jack Eichel, Barkov at plus 490, Mark Stone at 10-1. Marchessault is 12-1.
Okay. Wow.
I don't think one of the favorites does it, to be honest with you. I think it could be a long shot. Someone out of nowhere.
What was Barkov's price?
490.
Could be him. He's going to have a lot of ice time too.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's interesting. That's a fun bet. I mean, that keeps you in action the whole time.
Yep.
So
yeah, I'd be curious. Barkov could do it. He could have a big one. Mark Stone could be big if he's passing the puck. Eichel could also be somebody with plus 390.
Right.
And then the Conn Smythe, which probably could be correlated to whoever leads in points, could win the Conn Smythe.
I don't
as well.
know. I think the Conn Smythe is already decided.
You think it's already win or lose? You think
winners for Florida? It's Bobrovsky or Kachuk. There's nobody else. I'd be shocked if it's anybody else.
Okay.
And for the Knights, it's Marchessault. Carlson.
650. He's 700.
I don't know if it's Eichel because he's
4-1.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
Eichel was so good in the last series. I think it's Eichel. Wow. Aiden Hill is 10-1.
Yeah, I don't think it's Hill. I don't know. We did the show yesterday, and Harrison Sanford told me that of the last 10 years, Conn Smythe winners, 2 have been goalies. 2.
Fair.
So, and Bobrovsky's the odds-on favorite.
Yep.
If Kachuk scores a game winner or 2 again, he's going to get it.
He's the odds. I mean, he's the odds-on favorite for a reason, and he definitely, in my mind, if Florida wins the Cup,
odds-on favorite.
I know, but I don't. I mean, to me, it's Kachuk.
It's Kachuk. But
yeah, I think Eichel. If Eichel plays the way he did in the Western Conference Finals, it's Eichel. He'll win it.
Yeah. Well, they got to win.
Yes, they got to win. Yeah. But if they win the Cup, it's going to be Eichel. All right, roll call Friday time.
All right, let's do it. I got the list here. J. Dow bets in the 410. Chris Covey, Mr. C, is pronounced Mr. C. Thank you very much, sir. Johnny Periudakis, I call him Johnny P, in the 702 via Miami. Sonic is in Phoenix. He's pretty sure it's pronounced Phoenix. Mikey Awesome ODU. We'll see you next week, Mike. I can't wait to meet you, brother. It's going to be so much fun. Hankster V in 519 Windsor, Ontario. There are so many people from Canada here. I met so many people at that rink from Canada to come down just to come to the Stanley Cup. Awesome. Thank you for watching the show. By the way, Covey's in the 843. Brian Bartone, however Dave pronounces it. It's probably Brian Barton, but he likes Bartone, and he's good with however I say it. That's so, good. Bartone, thank you, sir. Matt Gentry here in the 480. PB and Mrs. PB in the 941. Chris Otto in 724, but he's headed to Ohio for softball. So he's got a big softball weekend. He's got a great shirt, by the way. You should tweet that shirt at PSU Auto for his coaching box. Jim Montgomery in the 215. Bass, Sebastian Anthony's at work, but he's not working. Don't tell anybody. He's listening to Roll Call Friday.
Nice.
Jordan One-Star Goroff working from home has its perks. Mark Richmond. Rich what? Richmond. He is he's requested time off as it's not impossible to take time off. He's coming. You got to reach out to Matt about making arrangements and hopefully, get in the drawing for the room. Andy O in the 864. Whitrock, BVB is how I get through Monday through Thursday. Floodhouse is cleaning his bathroom, listening to us. He's cleaning up the caca. I tweeted the video today. I almost stepped in the caca while I was walking in the park. People, if you take your pets for a walk, pick up the SHIT, please. And if you need to put that on the log, it's 1231. Bear Maulings, all he does is work. That's true. He's not working next week, though. He's going to be at the live show both Thursday and Friday, and he actually offered to help to and from. We got to get him a parking spot. He's going to help us with the equipment, anything we need. He said he's at our beck and call. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Austin Nakbar, TPR, you with me? ? Is in the 206 Seattle. He's watching what I'm watching. The Washington Huskies are up 3-1 in the top of the sixth. They were minus 160 before the game last night. Had to rebet them this morning. Hopefully they get that one done. Chris D in 702. Pierre Chevalier said he's in a BVB meeting. That's what he tells the people at work. Excellent job. Thank you. John Serrett, new face, new name in the 304 Oak Hill, West Virginia.
Oh.
Didn't know where that's at, but welcome, sir. B2 Bar Down 719 in Colorado Springs. Let's see here. Yeah, we should have a BVB clothing line. That's a good idea, Sonic.
It's coming.
That. Santana, UPS driver in Yuma, Arizona. It's 87 degrees outside, which beautiful. Is a nice sunny Friday in June.
Beautiful.
Not
83.
bad.
83 in Vegas.
Gorgeous. Landon Isle. That was him with the baby. That's right. Mr. Isle is the one that had the baby. He's almost 3 months old now.
Wow.
Do you remember that? I felt like it was yesterday. We were doing it.
Wow. That's amazing. That was, wow.
3 months old.
That's incredible.
Baby. This is incredible. Amazing.
That is incredible.
Austin Nakbar, he wants footy pajamas. We'll work on that. That's not a bad idea either. James Horaliak, 780 in the Great White North. Addison, pronounced Addison. Thank you, sir. Hopefully we'll see you next week.
He's coming in.
Zach the Hat. I don't know his area code. He didn't put the area code. I don't see it, but Zach the Hat's always here. Welcome again, sir. JC from KC, as always. And let's get to the bottom because there was a lot of people that weighed in on the over-under. I don't want to miss any names. Gio to Wop, Kevin Roper, WV Punch Drunk 1, Lamb U, spelled Y-U, pronounced Y-O-U. Who else is here? What? Goodness gracious. Connor Winsky, as always, with the BVB logo. Eron Sean. KD Dow. Whoa. Is that Mrs. J Dow? I think that's Mrs. J. KD Dow. Welcome. Dave's Daily Picks. We got a lot of people from Indiana. I don't know if Dave recommended the show to people, but we got a lot of people in the Indiana area code.
Nice.
Yeah. Midwest. Can't wait to talk basketball. I think that's it right now.
Okay.
If I missed you, I apologize. It wasn't personal, but we got to keep going with the show so we get out of here shortly after 1:00 so I can get on the MLB network and give out maybe one of Perrault's plays. I got to tell Arizari, you got a baseball play. No pressure.
No pressure. I got a bunch of them. I got 6 today, so we can talk about a bunch of different ones we were going today.
6 MLB plays today?
A couple of official and a couple of personal, but yeah, I got 6 plays I like.
See, this is what happens. Everybody that wins yesterday in the baseball, and all the favorites win and all the games, they come in on Friday and now with their chest out a little bit, come walking in and can't fire more plays.
I'm 40-22 in the NBA.
40-22 in the NBA.
I'm up 17 units.
How does that help you betting baseball today, sir?
I can help out. I can throw some money around, but betting baseball, have some fun.
Oh,
I got some liquidity that I can be a little more aggressive than I normally would be. So I got.
Rommel came in the chat and asked the question: are we doing Roll Call Friday in person next Friday?
Of course. We'll have them call up. We'll have them come up and say themselves. They'll go on camera. We'll have a spare mic, and they can do their own roll call. They can say, "Hi, I'm Jim from Florida, area code 615. I'm at Timothy, whatever."
That's going to be worth the price of admission. I'm going to put on the listening glasses and watch them do it.
Your own roll call.
Be outstanding.
Call yourselves, guys can call yourselves out. It would be phenomenal.
Man.
Name and face to an avatar. It would be phenomenal. So
Andy Caston 702, him and the wife, CBW 315 in glorious Central New York. Glorious Central New York. I never heard it described that way.
It's pretty.
CBW.
It's nice there.
Adam Pyatt 319. Matthew Smith in the 410 with an Orioles logo. Had to mention him. Yeah. I think let's see.
Okay. You good?
Paulos.
We'll throw a couple on. We'll do a couple more.
Sure
we'll do a couple more for you. Hold on. Time for the Omaha Steaks searing hot take of the day. And this is fun because we know it's because the SEC is starting to whine and cry about everything.
What's wrong with these people?
You're counting the days down to football already in the SEC. This is where you never lived and worked in the South, but the month of June in South, people start getting antsy. They start because SEC media days happen. And when SEC media days are happening, that's really the kickoff. But you count down to SEC media days, which happens in the early part of July. So that happens before camp gets going. And then people start to get all excited. So it was in Birmingham. I would do my show from there, from the Birmingham hotel down there, from the Galleria. And there was always this long hallway that all the radio stations would all set up. And like you'd have coaches come in and everybody was talking for position to get interviews and blah, blah, blah. It was super fun. Loved it. So whenever I see them complaining and whining, I love this. So the SEC is now sticking with an 8-game schedule when they have Oklahoma and Texas joining the conference. This is a problem, okay, because a lot of the traditionalists, which is diehard SEC fans, they're nervous they're going to lose some of their old school, hard-nosed, must-have rivalries because of the scheduling with only 8 games versus 9 games. Auburn,
why are these people like this?
Because these games mean everything.
Don't play 9.
Well, here's why. Greg Sankey to The Athletic, when people were all whining, he said, look, over time, no one's shying away from anything. We didn't add another game during a period of transition. If you're that impatient, glad that you're not leading a conference. It didn't fit the whole thing on the screen. But like he literally is telling fans to shut up. Like, stop, shut up. Let us figure this. We're trying to figure this out. We got 16 teams. We play an 8-game schedule. Right. You got to play your conference. Wait, we're not having divisions. Not having divisions. No divisions. Okay, no divisions. So how do we know we're going to play the teams? Auburn's got to play. Obviously, Auburn's going to play Georgia, right? Well, maybe not. Well, Texas has to play Texas A&M, right? That's a long-standing rivalry. It's one reason why A&M voted for yes to sit there, or I guess they're okay with it. I think they voted no, actually, but they're okay with Texas coming back because they get that game back on the schedule at some point. They want their traditional rivals to be a part of it. Alabama-Auburn stays because it's a divisional game. They're getting rid of the divisions. So now we're starting to freak out about like, wait a minute. You can't blow out these games. These games have to exist. Alabama, Tennessee. Like, how do you not have that game? So I can't wait to watch this because SEC fans are not patient and they're not rational.
This is close to show number 400 for us. That was the best thing you've ever said. These SEC fans, listen, this is part of the show. Okay. I'm so glad that we do the show because you live there and you understand it, but you're not from there. So you can call out the nonsense.
Yeah. The insanity. But I love them for it.
But it's fine. I love them
for
too.
it. I do. Because they're so I can't tell you how many gas station conversations I had with dudes in overalls with Alabama hats on, crooked side with Alabama, really old Bama hat, who probably couldn't point Tuscaloosa out on a map, who would get really, really into whether or not Alabama was going to win or who was this story or that story. It is Paul Feinbaum shined a very large light on the people of the South. And it's so interesting to watch that show sometimes because the callers have been callers forever and ever. They've got their own personalities and whatnot, but it is a 24/7, 365 obsession about if I'm a Bama fan, I hate Tennessee and I hate Auburn. And it doesn't matter what happens, I hate them. Tennessee beating Alabama in the softball championship pissed off people in Alabama that the softball team lost to Tennessee. Guaranteed. Madman. Like, I mean, by the way, sidebar, time out for a second. I have to ask you, the softball guy. Do you have an issue with the Tennessee team doing the money parade?
I didn't see it.
So they go in the dugout after a home run.
Yeah.
And they throw money at the girls. As they walk down, they walk with a bat as a cane. They do a pimp walk. And they throw money on top of them.
Come on.
I swear to God. I was
wait to see it. Oh, God.
Someone's going to call that out and go, time out. What are we doing, guys?
We need a 20. In fact, we need a full timeout. Stretch it out. We need a full timeout. Yeah. I love the celebrations, and they just naturally happen. Like with the kids, that the energy in the girls softball is just, it's different. And when you're in the game, at the game in person, it's very different. Right. And you see it. I might tone that one down.
You might tone that one down a little bit.
Might as the coach say, listen, you can make it rain, walk and stuff, but the throwing the money, you've gone over the top.
We're gonna be a little bit too much. Saw that. I was like, I gotta ask Dave about that. I'm like, that's the most aggressive softball celebration I've ever seen.
Yeah. And wait till they play Oklahoma. There ain't nobody walking. Like that's only one of those things. Like it's fun to be the king and be celebrations when you're always winning. It's maybe a bit much. For as far as the people from the South and the fans. We, meaning me, will always be defending the Big Ten, which will make for entertainment on the show because you point out the SEC stuff, and I like to push back.
But I love them.
I know you do.
Yes.
But they're crazy.
They are, but I love them more than Big Ten fans for that reason.
I understand, and that's fine. And there's some Big Ten fans
because Big Ten fans think that they're SEC fans. They think they're on that level.
Here we go.
They do. They think they're on that level. But you're not on that level.
The glasses.
It's
Hold on.
Big Ten fans love to think that they're the king, and they've never been there. The majority of people I would talk to from either Nebraska or Iowa or in Chicago, all Big Ten people, Ohio State, Michigan people think that they're all hoity-toity and big boys. And they don't get what it's like to be in the SEC. And it just means more. Unless you were down there living, breathing, watching, and understanding it, it ain't the same. It's just not. You guys, it's a compliment to Big Ten fans. You have lives. You guys have families. You do things. You understand what sports are supposed to be. Sports is supposed to be part of the distraction of your life, not your life. It is their life. It's what they do every single, and it's not a joke. They talk about the 3rd down and 3 call in the Iron Bowl in literally February at a bar when they're sitting across from each other, and they go, you know what, you would have run. I don't know. I didn't like that off the tackle run there. It didn't really work. That guy by pulling guard, never going to do it all year long. Came over. You always missed the linebacker. He missed the linebacker on that play. I don't know what he was doing. Nick's got to think better these times, man. Sometimes he just makes these stupid calls. Like, hold on. How many championships has he won?
The SEC network is online too. They want to sponsor the show. They just canceled the whole thing. And we're off the SEC network now. Thank you. You're just completely done with them.
It's what they do. It's their level of passion that is overwhelming. Okay. Dads shoot their kids on the day of the Iron Bowl. Okay. That's what happens. That's the level of psychosis. Whoa. Son steals the dad's car, comes home, tells dad, I'm glad Alabama lost. Bang. Okay. These are stories that really have happened in Alabama. Okay.
What the hell's wrong?
It's a different level of crazy than it is in the Big Ten.
B2 Bardown just came in the chat and said he's lived in Ohio and Alabama. Matt is absolutely right.
You put the tie on if you're the Big Ten, right? AAU schools, we believe in academics. Excuse my language, 1245. They don't give a fuck about school in Alabama, okay? They don't care about school. They don't care about any of that. Did you win? Yes or no? Professor.
Write it down for Will, please.
You're not going to fail this guy, right? You're not failing this dude. There you go. Rubber stamp. Boom. You're playing football. No SEC professor has the guts to fail the star player, to fail them, to make them academically ineligible. You have to literally have a 0-0 on every grade possible to be academically ineligible in the SEC. Literally, it's impossible to fail, to not be eligible to play football in the SEC. Big Ten?
How did you work a football conversation into this day? You worked a football conversation.
Every day we're going to work football, and I can't wait. I'm so excited for football. I'm so ready. PB, I see you tweeted he went and bought his magazine. He's got his Athlon Sports. He's starting the prep. I see you working good. I love it. I'm right behind you.
Magazine. I would have bet $1 million if PB still buys the magazine.
Exactly. I do too, though. I'm with you. I do too. I like the magazine. I'm with you. Make notes. Yes. Prep has not begun just yet, but that's what vacations are for. Vacations, end of the month. I start all my prep, all my conversations. I'm always a little skeptical and nervous about when kids come back to campus, what they look like. So I want to read some stuff and see, but I'm right there with you. Speaking of June, by the way, the books are preparing for a rough June. What's it like when you know the handle's going to be down in June? What's the mood in the risk room?
If you don't like baseball,
but they're saying the Cup finals across the country are not resonating. The two teams are not going to bring handle, and the finals sure as hell aren't going to bring a handle.
This is another little say it out loud part, say the quiet part out loud. This is the handle is not nearly what it is perceived to be in general for the NBA finals and the NHL Stanley Cup. It's slow. It's long days. It's a lot of conversations. You know, TK, him and I used to sit in a risk room and he would yell out, best number 62 you ever know. Like he would just literally just random, and we would sit there and try to think of a guy that wore 62 in a uniform and try to stimulate thought and discussion, because we would sit there and stare at the ticker going, somebody please bet something. What are we doing? Hoping for a blip, 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 blip. There's nothing. It's dry.
The books are winding. They wanted Bruins, Oilers, and they wanted Lakers, Celtics. That's what they were hoping for.
I mean, you wanted Lakers, Celtics. Everybody wanted Lakers, Celtics. You didn't get it.
Nope.
I mean, I told you, I didn't watch 1 second of the game last night. It never even occurred to me to turn it on.
Really?
I kept looking at the score. I'm like, it's a blow up. I thought it was going to be just like this. The total was good. I don't need to watch it. There's nothing. I get it. Listen, it's Denver and Miami. And again, nothing personal. Hopefully you can appreciate it for what it is. Now, the Stanley Cup is here. I watch the Stanley Cup no matter what every year because I'm a hockey fan and I'm interested in right. But now it's here.
Right.
So, you know, we're going to figure out try to get in the building if we can. And if we can't, we got places to go watch it. But
right. I did not do this. Let me do it really fast. I forgot to do the read for our friends at Omaha Steaks. Father's Day, you guys can go right now to omahasteaks.com, promo code BVB to get $30 off. If you guys do that, do me a favor. My DMs are open. You can tell me, okay, this is how you guys help support the show and keep us alive by supporting the sponsors. It's a Father's Day package of $149. take $30 off of it. Okay. And you get so much meat, it's going to last you weeks when it goes into the freezer. It's steaks and burgers and chicken and pork and desserts. It's a huge package that comes, but they have other stuff too. If that doesn't appeal to you.
Yeah.
They got a bunch of other stuff. You guys can go and shop. It's still $30 off. Minimum order may be required. Promo code BVB to get $30 off your order. If you do so, let us know, tell us, and we'll give you a shout out for saying thank you for supporting us here with OmahaSteaks.com.
Buy the meat.
And
you don't have to buy the meat for you. Buy it for someone else. It's a good surprise gift for an uncle.
Just shows up,
family.
Right? Yeah, just shows up on the doorstep. This big,
whatever.
Very
just
cool
literally
white
shows up in that case.
thing.
It's great, and then boom, you got meat for a while.
All right, time for the WagerWire market report. I got to fix that little clip there. That's my audio. I didn't do a very good job of editing that. We'll fix that for next week. That's just inside school, me being anal, but there you go. There's a click there, little click there in the music that bothers me when I hear it. I'm like, I don't like that click. That bothers me. I gotta get that out.
You're the only one that heard it.
Bothers me. So it bothers me. It ticks me off. All right, so let's talk a little bit here about baseball and what we're seeing from an odds perspective in Major League Baseball, because it is interesting right now. We've hit June 1st.
Yeah.
And there's been some big movements. Okay.
Yeah.
So the Braves are still one of the favorites to win, but the Dodgers and the Rays are above the Astros. The Orioles have cut their odds by more than half. And the Red Sox and the Giants actually have made really big leaps here. Anybody you like from a long shot perspective to win the World Series? After seeing,
I'm waiting for the exactas to come out again. I've been searching and I've been asking when they're going to put them out, because I'm definitely going to partake in that again.
Okay.
Cannot figure out, and we'll continue to talk about it through the next week or two, but I got to pick the teams that are going to be 5, 6, and 7.
Okay.
And you can figure out the divisions, but it's the other teams because their odds are going to be really good in those situations. So is it Seattle or Texas?
Right. Well, Texas is 23-1 to win it all. Houston's 7-1 to win it all.
And
that's dramatic.
Texas is ahead of them.
And in every category.
And Texas is ahead of them. This is just one of those things that the books will dangle prices to get money on teams that didn't have money on them preseason. The Astros have money on them every season.
Mm-hmm.
And Mattress Mac is waiting to come and pop in your book somewhere and just come in with $2 million and fly in with bad guys and say, "Oh, I'm here. I want to bet the Astros to win the World Series." So that's an example of you got to keep that price when you know what the customer's going to bet. They don't always get the best price.
I mean, the Orioles 100-1. They're down to 35-1 at certain books. Orioles at FanDuel are 38-1.
I asked you yesterday if you even thought they were going to make the playoffs. You said no.
Do you like them?
Not a lot of people think they're going to make the playoffs. So
Okay,
the division's tough.
They are.
Right? I mean, they're not catching Tampa.
Do you think the Padres and the Phillies, there's any value in the teams that made runs last year? Any value in either one of those teams? Because those two teams have talent and they're underperforming drastically right now.
Which is when, the last year, it wasn't the last year I was in the book. It was the second last year. But when Washington had a losing record into late June, early July, they won the World Series. We were all talking about them. We were all buying tickets. Guys that I know and stuff were getting Nationals tickets because you knew with their pitching staff that they were underperforming and that they were capable of having a much better second half. That's capable of happening with a couple teams. I don't know, though, in the National League, you got to find which teams you think it is, because the Diamondbacks are for real, by the way. The Diamondbacks aren't going anywhere because of their pitching. Is it San Diego? Maybe. Is it the Phillies? Maybe. What's the price on the Mets right now?
The Mets, 18-1.
Short series, but that pitching staff, if Verlander comes back at all, Maxey looked pretty good yesterday.
True.
So,
I don't agree with the Dodgers being the odds-on favorite to win it all.
They're always the odds on.
I know. I don't agree with it.
It's just rinse, repeat.
I think the Rays should be the odds-on favorite to win it all.
They won't never be. The Rays will never be the odds-on favorite over the Dodgers.
It's so strange to me. It really is.
What it is.
The Rays are just, I mean, they're 6-1. I think there's value on the Rays at 6-1 right now to win it all. I think there's value.
But see, would you buy it now, or they're going to be 6-1 or 5-1?
No, you wait. Yeah.
In October.
Yeah, you can wait.
Like, you don't buy anything less than double digits now.
Yeah, I think there's
snipe off.
I think Texas. I think there's some value in Texas. I still think Houston's going to win the division, but I think Texas is possible.
JC from KC. I just looked.
She's the Royals.
He said you better get the Royals at 1,000-1 before they trade for Ohtani. I love his kid. I can't wait to meet you, JC from KC.
1,000-1.
So good.
They are them, the Reds, the Nationals, the A's, the Rockies are the 5 worst teams.
The Reds lineup is really not that bad. Their pitching bullpen is so bad.
Absolutely, completely.
Snipe off one of those teams and just make the playoffs. Like, if you can find somebody with higher than 25 or 30-1 right now,
right?
25 is a good number. That gives you options. You know, I mean, even if you threw $100 on something and win 2,500, now you have options. You got to pick those teams, somebody that's going to make the playoffs. I don't know if it's the NL Central or the AL Central, but those teams have value, but they just don't win.
WagerWire is a marketplace where you guys can sell your online sports bets. Soon you'll be able to buy other people's bets at a discount to current odds. Forget hedging, forget cashing out. You want to lock in a profit on a bet, you'll soon be able to with WagerWire and WagerWire.com. Sell all, even part of your action anytime up to the final buzzer. WagerWire, invented by 3 good friends, former UCLA roommates, Zach, Travis, and Guy. We talked to Zach and Travis actually this week. A couple of whiz kids, hell-bent on giving you guys a new way to make money on your sports wagering. Let's go right into what you were talking about with Diamondbacks here for today. D-backs are 34-23, tied for the West lead with the Dodgers. They are dogs at home to the Braves today.
It's going to be a good baseball game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Steen bet the Braves. They just lost 2 of 3, right? But they won yesterday against the A's. It's weird. We were texting last night with SoCal about another game, and I said you can't make this team favored on the road. The game we were talking about.
Yep.
You can make the Braves favored on the road, but I don't think you make the Diamondbacks a dog at home. Like, that's the value, is the Diamondbacks at home with that number.
Yep, I would agree. So, you'll break down this game on Major League on MLB Network. Ohtani Framber. Who wins?
Another good baseball game.
It's the game of the day. Astros Angels is the game of the day.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
I like Texas and Seattle.
Over Ohtani pitching with Framber.
No, Ohtani's a story every time. I mean, that's
no, it's not a better game. That's Texas Seattle is not a better game than
Yankees
Astros.
Dodgers.
No, who cares?
Oh, you hate the Yankees.
I hate the Yankees, but the Yankees aren't relevant right now. I mean,
Dodgers are.
Dodgers are, but it's all right. I
way more follow JJ on the show, so I use the Dodger game because I know he's going on to pick the Yankees. So
of course, when's he not picking the Yankees?
Exactly. I'm going on specifically to pick against the Yankees and all the Yankee fans.
Yeah,
so
look at all mad.
I side with Framber, but I really like the under.
Yes, so do I.
7.5 in the AL.
Yeah.
4-2 final.
I'm with you on that. All right, let's do better to book it here as we can roll through.
Bam, bam.
The A's switched up pitchers. Miami has 16 one-run wins. My experiment today is extremely scary. It was plus 105 when I got it last night. Now it's plus 103 on this. How do you feel about Miami winning by 2 over the A's today?
You're gambling. This is a gamble. This one might hurt because
no debate. 2-0.
A 1-run game.
2-0. I need 2-0 win. That's how this is. Only way I cash this is on a 2-0 Marlins victory.
Oh, Gorov's going to the Dodgers and LA game tomorrow. One-star Gorov. I should have ridden a car with you. You're gambling.
100%.
I don't want the A's, though, plus the 1.5. Oh, they switched pitchers. Fujinami.
He's awful.
Fujinami.
He's awful for the A's. Awful.
What the?
Marlins can't score, but he's awful.
I don't want that. SC. I mean, like you put this on a rundown. How many people are talking about this game on a rundown today?
Because it's my.
I know.
I'm
It's
8
the
and
thing.
5.
A
Go
lot
ahead.
of people are
Let's see.
talking about the A's. I don't know if, I didn't really watch any other shows to know that anybody was talking about the A's, but we're talking about it now. There's a lot of people in the content space talking about the A's. Thank you
Yes,
very
they are.
much. You're welcome.
Rays were minus 120 last night on the money line when I bet them. They're now minus 145. It's like the Rays.
Overnights are fun, aren't they? You're doing good. I thought that was light last night too.
I was like, how the hell are the Rays only minus 120 at Fenway? What? This doesn't make any sense.
Well, Glass now's a question mark, right? He just came back, so he's
It's
been
4 and a
out.
third. Yep, but
That's fine.
Whitlock has been wild. He's been good, awful, good, awful, good. He's due to the awful.
But when he's good.
Yes, extremely good. Or he gives up 6 runs.
Or he gets or he's out.
Or he gets 6 runs.
So yeah, this is a Tampa play for sure.
Okay, I would agree.
saw that
Money
last
line.
night. This
How
is
about the
better.
over? Over 9.
This is Tampa and over.
Tampa and over.
Tampa and over. Bet it.
We are going to have an interesting look at the under 8 Houston and LA because Ohtani has been okay, but not awesome on the road this year. ERA's over 3. I need Framber to be Framber at home, who's been very good. Sub 2 ERA at home.
He's been
But
phenomenal.
but he's 1 and 4. No run support.
Under
8.
I don't need to pick the winner. I need to just pick the total.
Fair. Agreed.
That's why it's 7.5 everywhere. There's no 8s.
Good. Okay.
That's I'll
So
buy.
go-
So
Another
if you've
overnight
got an
number.
8, you're good. But if you
Another-
guys are listening or watching, you ain't getting an 8.
Another
Unless
overnight
you've got a
number.
guy who will change it for you.
This was the game we were talking about. It Colorado money line against the Royals. Jordan Lyles is the worst pitcher in Major League Baseball so far. This is wild. If you want to bet the run line in this game, the Royals are 7 and 22 on the run line at home, but Colorado is not great. They're 14 and 15 on the run line on the road, but Lyles is 0 and 5 with a 5.68 ERA at home, 10 home runs, 4 straight losses at home on the run line for Lyles. I just took money line because it's plus money, and I'm going to sweat it out.
I like over.
Maybe. Yeah.
I like over's my favorite play in there, but the steams all come on Kansas City. I mean, it's
On Jordan Lyles.
112,
Good
or
luck.
minus 122, minus 125, minus 120, minus 1. There's still 119. There's a 125.
Don't get it.
I don't get it. I would take Colorado. I would just take the plus. I mean, but there ain't going to be. This is the lowest volume game of the day. I want to congratulate you on picking that. This is 100% the lowest volume. Like any bet for 3 digits on this game comes across, you might need approval because it's like, wait, who's that guy? Yeah.
How about that? Yeah. I like Colorado money line.
Yep.
Tomorrow night, Vegas over 1.5 goals in the first period against the Florida Panthers.
What's the price?
It's moved around since. Hold on, let me make sure I can give you the accurate price on this, because it was first period
over is
first exact goals, total goals, flat line. There's 3.
1.5 under minus 120.
120. Yeah, it's plus money. It's minus 106.
I like under.
It was even when I took it.
Yeah,
Even
like
money when I
under.
got. I think it's fast. I had SoCal DGen pull this over the last 16 playoffs, Stanley Cup playoffs, where a team has had rest, like the Florida Panthers have had a lot of rest. 9 and 7 to the over. A couple of games have had 4 goals in the first period.
It's one of those things that you can definitely see. You'll see early. It'll go one of 2 ways. It'll be fast, loose, playing, whatever, and all of a sudden there'll be 2 or 3 goals.
Right.
Or it'll be sloppy as could be, passes off, blah 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 blah, and it'll go under.
Yeah.
So
I like over. And then finally, before we get to bonus time, money line Vegas game 1 tomorrow night.
Moneyline Vegas game 1 tomorrow night.
Minus 130.
Book it.
You like Florida to win the game outright? Nah.
I think that they're very possible to win that game outright. Yeah.
Rust. It's going to have a problem with Bobrovsky on that. Okay,
Fair.
For you guys who want to know about the giveaway, hold on 1 second. For you guys on Sports Grid, thank you for being here. Have a great weekend. Live on YouTube and Twitter. Do not move. BVB bonus time. Okay, you got to run. So I'm going to ask you to pick a number between 1 and 22 to have the winner of the 2-night stay at Circa Las Vegas to come here either Wednesday, Thursday night, or Thursday, Friday nights. 2 passes to each day for the live show on Thursday and on Friday, and ground transportation, if you so need so, from Circa to the resort from the airport. 1 to 22, Mrs. Sharapan. Pull the number. This is not hard.
14.
14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. How about that? Our boy, Chef Benny, you have picked up the 2-night stay.
What?
There you go. Nice job. One Mr.
Unbelievable.
Benoit. You have been selected. You were number 14.
No, you froze. Snap your fingers. You're frozen.
Hold
You
on.
made the big announcement on BVB. Snap your fingers.
Right there.
Come
Hello.
back.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, you're back. Okay.
Okay, there we go. Chef Benny, 14 is my lucky number. That's awesome. Congratulations. I will reach out to you. You have won the 2-night stay. Circa will take care of you as well. Ground transportation for you guys to come on in. My gut tells me that he's going to open that up to the brigade. My guess is he's not staying alone in that room. That's going to be.
That's fantastic because he's one of the. Listen, we got a lot of mainstays that have been here from a long time beginning. Chef Benny was one of the first ones that we actually met here in person.
Yep.
Got to spend some time with him, both of us, each one-on-one. He told us early on that he arranges his flight schedules for work around the show. I don't fly during, between 1 and 2 Eastern because I like to listen and watch the show. So I'm sure you guys in the Discord, and again, if you're not in the Discord, Perrault, tell them where to find it.
BVBshow.com. Direct link.
You can go to bvbshow.com. It's a direct link to the Discord where you can communicate with each other, which is fantastic. I'm sure Chef B is going to open things up, or just, I'm not saying you got to stay in a room, but I think it might be a good home base, for, if you got to change, if you got this, if you got that, I'm sure there's going to be, Chef Benny's the oldest of, 4 boys. Knows what it's like being the oldest child, like you, like me. Mikey, awesome. I think, Chef B might even buy the first round of drinks for the boys.
Well, I'll say this, guys. Dan's going to run to go do MLB Network, but rest up. Have a safe weekend. Get ready. We walk the property on Monday to get all set up. We'll start putting some pictures out for what will happen.
Are we doing that Monday? Confirmed?
9:30 Monday morning, Pacific time. Yep.
Perfect.
We will be at Circa Sports to walk.
You're going to have to remind me 6 times between.
That's fine.
Then,
we'll walk it down there. We'll get everything kind of situated and squared away so we know what's going to happen. And then Thursday we roll. Thursday night is the watch party. Friday is the show as well. Live at Circa. We're going to talk a lot of football, talk to a lot of friends. We'll have Derek Stevens on. We'll have all sorts of people from Circa stopping by and
coming
being part of it. Jeffrey Benson will be there. That'll be awesome to get him to come on by. We may have a couple of announcements coming up next week as well. Just FYI, we may have a couple of.
We ain't got no lawyers, but we just got to make sure we're good to go.
we may have some things where then the empire may start to grow. The empire might be growing, so we got a busy weekend. There may be something on Monday that you guys will hear us talk about and promote coming up on Monday. He's Dave. I'm Matt. Catch Dave on MLB Network a little bit later on. Have a great weekend. We will talk to you guys coming up on Monday for a big countdown to Thursday's live show from Circa Sports for BVB.